Joining us now on the RMAC hotline is Jennifer Michel, the head cross-country coach at Western State Colorado University. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing well, Coach. Hey, looking forward to the trip to Gunnison this week. And I know for about the past 2-3 years, whenever we started talking about this championship being in Gunnison and that was going to be November 8th, people were rolling their eyes a little bit in terms of what the weather might be like. But knock on wood here, looks like it might be pretty good.
It's been a pretty mild fall, so it looks like it's going to be perfect cross-country conditions on Saturday. Mild temps in the morning, but it should be dry and clear.
Talking with Jennifer Michel, head cross-country coach at Western State. And, Coach, one of the things I really like about the cross-country championships, and it's so different from anything else that we do, is that all what we have now, 16 schools, get a chance to host. I don't think we have another sport where every single school gets a chance to host the championship. The unfortunate part of that, I guess, is that it's once every 16 years that you get to host. So you really want to put on a show, kind of show off what you have. And I know we saw that at UCCS a couple of years ago. Mark Mish did a fantastic job. And, everybody got a chance to go down to Silver City, New Mexico, where a lot of people hadn't been before, and see how nice it is down there. And so what can we expect in Gunnison this weekend?
Well, it's been something I've been eyeing since I was an assistant coach. And the last time we hosted here was 2002. I was actually just had been an assistant for a year, and I was student teaching, so I wasn't really involved in that. But I know that when I took over, we were trying to find a spot where we could host championships, because in years past there was some trails behind campus, but it was just not real runner friendly. I mean, it was good training, but not for racing. And then we had another area outside of town, but it was just great for training, but not really for racing. And we, this trail system opened up behind the middle school, and it's along the Gunnison River. It's a beautiful area. It's ranch land, and we've got some nice developed recreation trails. And so we've been working on that for the last few years, and I've been working with the middle school and the high school, and we've got a really good development of, if you can believe it, completely flat training ground. So we don't have a bump in the course. So not without, all the coaches, I've told them that they couldn't believe it, because the last two courses we've had in years past were definitely very hilly. So we've been working on that, and I think we're excited to host here and inviting the campus and the community to come out and watch some great cross-country racing.
Talking with Jennifer Michel, and of course, if anybody's been to Gunnison and you go to the football stadium or the basketball arena or your brand new indoor track and field facility, that elevation is prominently displayed no matter where you go. So this is the highest elevation of any place we have in the RMAC. Does that play into your advantage this week, Coach, since you guys train at that?
It's at Alamos is just a hair under us, and even Highlands and UCCS and Mines, they all compete at and train at good elevation. So it's nice to have it in our own backyard and be able to be at home instead of traveling. We enjoyed the trip down to Silver City last year, and we ran well. It was definitely a big jaunt. So for us to have that in our backyard, I guess, is maybe the only real definition of an advantage, if you can count it that way, outside of having to put it on and do all the work. So I'm not actually doing much coaching, so I don't know how much of an advantage that is. But definitely wanted to make it runner friendly, and being at almost 8,000 feet, we don't want to be taken advantage of too much by an extreme course. And I think that's what our conference has taken into the mix, is that it's hard to run fast on really challenging courses, and we want people to come back, and whether other places in our conference host the regional meet in the future, like Metro at Wash Park, making it as equitable as possible for the lower elevation teams is something I've wanted to keep in mind as well.
Talking with Jennifer Michel from Western State, and one of the differences in cross country, maybe as opposed to some other sports, and especially as nationally competitive as our conference is, and several teams vying for national championships, is that you're not only looking at the conference championships this weekend, but you also have an eye for a couple weeks from now, as you mentioned, the regionals at Wash Park in Denver, and then a couple weeks after that at nationals in Louisville, Kentucky. So how does that all play into effect, Coach, this week as you get ready for the conference championships?
Well, we are the strongest conference, I believe, in Division II, and definitely one of the strongest conferences in any division in the nation in cross country. So we always want to run well at the RMAC championships. It's the start of the championship season. It's important to the university. It's important to the alumni. It's obviously important to us as coaches, and so we want to run well against our competition, because this really is the marquee conference for what we are going to be seeing going into regionals and obviously going into the national championships. So if we run well here, we know we can run well against anybody.
Talking with Jennifer Michael, and one of the things I've noticed, having been to most of the conference championships the last 10 years and several regionals and nationals over the years, is that the crowd support that we get at the conference championships is perhaps better than that of either the regionals or the nationals at some points. And it's really amazing, if people haven't been out to the cross-country championships, the fan support that we get, and that, there's body painters and face painters and people running along the course. I mean, it's a really great atmosphere for those cross-country championships, isn't it?
It is. It almost makes it a little difficult to yell any kind of instructions as a coach, because, it's definitely loud and enthusiastic, and it's for being you can be as involved as possible as a spectator, probably compared to any other sport. So it is fun to be out there and see the teams supporting their teammates, as well as alumni and family and friends getting involved as well. So,
talking with Jennifer Michael, Coach, you mentioned there's so many other things that you have to do this week in preparation of the championship instead of just coaching. But as far as the coaching part of it, how is your team looking heading into these championships, and who might be some people to look out for here from Western State?
Well, we've been really working on fine-tuning our game plans and getting people more confident and running well together. With the women, I've got, anytime you have a freshman, it's their first championship, so just keeping them calm, but as well as excited. It's that fine line of having confidence and being excited without being too nervous for their first one. So I've got, 3 freshmen on the women's side running really well, and I think, continuing to be an impact on the team. And for the men, I do have a true freshman running, Luke Sheasley, who's been coming on strong, and for the women, Alicia Konekvik is been running really well. So those are kind of 2 of my top young people coming up and being an impact for us. But for my top veterans, Callie Antolini was conference champion last year in the 10K, and is finally your first, knock on wood, first healthy real cross-country season, and she's been running really well. And along with, and she's a junior, and my sophomore Amy Penn have been really packing well together. And then for the men, Ian Butler's continuing to run well, and he's been a long time coming, and his going into his senior year here. So we've been really excited to see him continuing to improve and helping lead the charge. So, if all goes well, we like our chances. So.
Well, hey, Coach, it's going to be fun. We'll be up there this weekend, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to having everyone up.
All right, that is Jennifer Michael, head cross-country coach at Western State Colorado University. She was a national champion runner as a student athlete in the steeplechase, and a National Coach of the Year, National Champion Coach, and very rare to see that combination. And Jennifer Michael, one of the few in the country that have accomplished both as a student athlete and a coach, a national championship. And it should be a fantastic event this Saturday in Gunnison. They're going to have an open race to start things off. I believe 10 a.m. start time for that, and then that'll be followed up by the men's and women's championships. So you want to check that out. And we'll have highlights of that up on our YouTube page next week, and also on the RMAC Showcase in November. So we'll look forward to both of those. That does it for this segment. When we come back, we're going to talk about the RMAC Soccer Championships with Kevin Fickus, head women's coach at Colorado Mines. You're listening to the RMAC Radio Show.